Bloomfield, 13.80 kilometers squared, is the town we live in. Did you know we have about 17,609 households in this town? Did you know each household uses 8,902 kilowatt hours per day? How much energy do you think it takes to power that many people? Are you thinking 156,755,318 kilowatt hours per year and 429,172.671 kilowatt hours per day? Currently, we are primarily using fossil fuels to power our population, but have you ever stopped to think about how much fossil fuel that is? We need to consider our other options for energy in this town. We as a town have three options, them being natural gas, nuclear power, and solar energy through the use of solar panels in a solar farm. Our first option is our current situation, fossil fuels or natural gas energy. With this method, energy is made through fossil fuels when fossil fuels such as peat and coal are burned. This generates heat and steam, which turn the generator, making electricity. This costs from a range of $676 to $2,095 per kilowatt, therefore making it $290,120,725.6 to $899,116,745.7 based on the energy calculations. Pros of this kind of energy include that natural gases are widely available across the world, and per energy unit there is a low cost. Lots of things such as refineries, transportation, and plastics rely on oil and gas. Lots of energy is created with this method, and using a factory like this, lots of jobs would be opened up for millions of people. On the other hand, the cons include that there are a finite amount of resources, and when greenhouse gases are created, which by technical definition are, quote, a gas that contributes to the greenhouse effect by absorbing infrared radiation, example given carbon dioxide and chlorofluorocarbons, it warms Earth's surface and the air around it, which affects things like global warming. There's also a global societal movement to not use fossil fuels or natural gas energy, and it is also bad for the environment, not only through greenhouse gases, but because it makes smog, which is essentially pollution. On the bright side, we would be able to have enough energy to sell it to other areas. Our second option is using a nuclear power plant. With this method, energy is made when uranium atoms are split, which generates steam. This then spins a turbine generator to produce electricity. This would cost about $9 billion per power plant. The pros of this are that there aren't very many emissions that go into the air, and when operating a nuclear power plant, there aren't many costs to operate it besides the $9 billion cost to create it, and it creates more energy than a fossil fuels source would. On the other hand, cons of this include how dangerous it is to mine it because of the radiation, the dangerous radioactive waste that we have not found a place to dispose of. It is very expensive to build, it is a finite resource, and it only lasts for around 70 to 80 years, which sounds like a lot, but on the grand scheme of things goes by very fast. And it could potentially cause the end of the world if a plant is hit by a nuclear bomb due to firearms possessed by other countries. On the bright side, there will be plenty of excess energy that our town would be able to sell. Our final best option for the source of our energy is solar energy. In panels, there are photovoltaic cells that convert sunlight energy to electricity. Photons or particles of light are knocked from atoms, generating a flow of electricity. Per farm, this costs $2.5 million, but per acre, it costs $500,000. For every individual household in this town, it would cost $616,315,000, meaning the bare minimum for this town would be $1,073,000,000. But if we outsource to locations such as this dairy farm in Jefferson County, New York, it would cost $1,375,000. But again, if we use this land along with the rented land surrounding it, including the cost to destroy everything on this land to make room for a solar farm, it would be approximately $1,385,000,000. Pros of solar energy are that solar energy is a renewable source considering it comes from the sun. There are low maintenance costs for solar farms, and solar farms can do lots of things such as provide electricity, heat, distill water, etc. And there's no emission when using solar farms, nothing goes into the air. Cons of this, however, are that solar farms are kind of expensive, but in comparison to nuclear power plants, it is much cheaper. Solar farms take up a lot of space, but not much in comparison to a nuclear power plant, which takes up 8,900 acres. Solar farms are also weather dependent, and transport and installation for these solar farms can emit greenhouse gases, and manufacturing it produces bad chemicals that go into the air, but in comparison to natural gas energy sources, there's a lot less effect for people's health. Assuming that Bloomfield would outsource to New York, there would be enough energy to sell to other locations. In conclusion, solar with a little bit of work will prove to be the best change for this town. It will be more environmentally and health friendly than the current energy source, fossil fuel, and will keep Bloomfield running for years to come without the harms of nuclear waste and imminent damage from such.